Virk is gone. That was fast. I didn't expect it to be that fast, frankly. We saw today, after 42 days, I counted, the former baseball announcer Adnan Virk and WWE have parted ways. He was commentating Raw for the time being for the past 6 or 7 weeks since the Raw after WrestleMania, and today they let him go. It was very interesting in a very short time that he had on that show, and I don't really know how to feel about it. He just never really got the grasp of it. He's a good commentator. I've heard him on Baseball Tonight and everything like that. Like, he's good at his job, but him in wrestling, it didn't really fit. They didn't really give him any time to grow in it. Like, they threw him out there to fail, pretty much. So it's okay that he's gone. He's mutually parted ways, so that's definitely good. Hopefully he finds another job where he can just thrive and succeed. Definitely wishing him the best, but hopefully they bring a Tom Phillips back, because he's been sitting at home doing nothing when you shouldn't have got rid of him in the first place. Tell me that again. Can I get an amen? Amen. I'm going to give it to myself. But yeah, go ahead and bring Tom Phillips back. But yeah, sad to see Adnan go so quickly. WWE is going back on the road, as those cringeworthy superstars on Raw told you so many times. But we see the first show coming up July 16th in Houston, Texas, for an episode of Smackdown. A lot of things are just being advertised for this show. Local advertising in Houston is talking about the Rated R superstar Edge and Sasha Banks returning both on that show. It's going to give that a nice spark. Very big rumors for those two returning. We haven't seen Sasha Banks since the Smackdown after WrestleMania in an interview. And we haven't seen Edge since WrestleMania, where he got beat, but also pinned Daniel Bryan to win the Universal Championship. He basically did, but he got beat by Roman Reigns as well. So that'll be the first time, if he does show up, where we've seen both of them. Very interesting, especially on the show where they're also considering I can't even say it, John Cena, who we haven't seen since WrestleMania 36, just coming back and staking his claim on SmackDown as well. So all of this and all of these rumors would be very fun to just see for their first show back with live fans at SmackDown. It's just going to be one awesome and heck of a show. I can't absolutely wait, and I'm hoping all three of these people kind of show up as well. We haven't seen Keith Lee since February on Monday Night Raw, and it's getting a little hard to understand why he has not been on our TV screens, but he is dealing with it, and everything will be said in due time. He put out a statement on Twitter earlier today just stating, "To the people offering words, uplifting words, know that I appreciate you greatly. And worry not when I say I am limitless. I mean it. I will try to find a way to explain everything in the most efficient way possible. Just give me a little bit more time." I am praying for you, Keith Lee. You go out, you do your thing. Hopefully we see him back soon. People, let him and Mia Yim handle the situation. They will come back in due time, more than likely, and they'll just tear things up. So hoping for the best for Keith Lee, whatever the situation may be. He gonna kill it wherever he go. I know that's hot. What's up? Crux of this show was the main event. We got Finn Balor facing Karrion Kross for the NXT Championship, and the biggest rematch in NXT history, if you listen to commentary, who literally told you after every single segment that it was such. But we saw a very exciting and fun matchup. I would say a little under hair of their NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver matchup, but still very fun nonetheless. So we see kind of the same methods used. Finn Balor just trying to break down Kross and just throwing them strikes, submission game, even using his head for a little bit, just got him trapped in the apron and just throwing shots in there. Very fun and innovative move. But we also see Kross, who is indestructible. It seems like just an indestructible monster, and just presence, just throwing Balor all around the ring, just using that strength. Eventually at one point on the outside, just ramming his head into the barricade about 5 times. Like, Balor looked dead at that point. Like, he looked finished. But definitely these last like 5 or 6 minutes of this matchup were very fun, very entertaining. Definitely showed off the desperation of Balor just to throw everything at Kross to try to win and not stay down for anything until he was down. He's hit with that forearm in the back of the head, and Kross gets that straight jacket or that choke on, and he just passes him out, and that is the retention for Karrion Kross of the NXT Championship. Very fun matchup. It'll be interesting to see where Finn Balor kind of goes from here, whether he sticks around NXT, NXT UK. I don't think he's going back to the main roster at all, so it'll be interesting to see where they kind of put him at this point, because honestly, he's done all he can in NXT. And Karrion Kross, we'll see who he faces at In Your House. We get a triple threat next week. Kyle O'Reilly, Pete Dunne, and Johnny Gargano. That is a dream, baby. So let's go ahead with that triple threat and we'll see who faces the NXT champion at In Your House. But yeah, as a main event, as the cruise in the centerpiece of this show, this was awesome stuff, most definitely. First up in the night, we have the tag team match for the #1 contendership for those NXT Women's Tag Team titles. We got the NXT Women's Champion Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai against Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart. Usual with any match with Raquel and Dakota. Raquel's in the ring and she's killing it. She's fired up, she's dominating and all that. And then Dakota gets in and it's not going too hot. She's struggling, she's sucking for a bit. But it was a bit more balanced, I would say, than we're used to seeing in most of their matches. Definitely Shotzi and Ember at the back end of this match had a lot of fire and fervor as they usually do. And we see the end of this match come. Ember Moon counters a powerbomb attempt from Raquel into the Eclipse. She gets her out the ring, and then her and Shotzi hit a nice double team on Dakota Kai for the 1-2-3 and the win to gain that contendership. And then they get destroyed afterwards. They get beat down. Raquel just throws Shotzi many times against those barricades just to take both women out and leave them laying as Dakota Kai and Raquel stand tall. Very fun opener, very fun match to seeing these women go at it. I wish they would kind of expand the women's tag team division more, but I definitely can't hate on it. They're putting on awesome matches like this. So yeah, this is good stuff to just go ahead and open the show. We had a match with the returning Bobby Fish after 7 months of sitting at home doing nothing against the amazing Pete Dunne. Bobby Fish's music sounded exactly like I thought it would. Very generic, very hard rock, and just beat inspired. I hated it, but I loved it at the same time. But this match, exactly what you expected it to be. Very strike field, very submission field a lot at the beginning of this match. Pete Dunne just being just terrible, honestly. Just going after that injured tricep arm or previously injured tricep arm of Bobby Fish. And eventually, as Bobby Fish has an armbar on Pete Dunne, he reverses that into the bitter end for the 1-2-3 and the win. And they don't stop there. Oney Lorcan, who was at ringside, attacks Bobby Fish after the match and just destroys his arm, just stomping on it and standing on it on the apron, and just gives it another kick to boot as both men just walk off and stand tall to kind of end things off. Definitely the type of match that I expected these two to have. Bobby Fish is getting his feet wet in his first action back in NXT in a little bit, so this is definitely good stuff. But Pete Dunne is on a whole nother level than almost everybody right now, so it's good to just see him work and gain that momentum as well. So definitely just awesome stuff with these two. Mercedes Martinez, who still has her eyes set on that NXT Women's Championship, and Zeta Ramirez had a nice little matchup, but it was very much an extended squash, not very long, of course. Zeta Ramirez showing a bit of fighting spirit as she is one of the more exciting newer prospects in NXT. But we see Martinez win with that Death Valley driver for the 1-2-3 and the win. And afterwards, we see Tian Sha end up on the video screen, and they're showing something. I'm not sure exactly what it was, but she comes back and we go back to the ring, and Mercedes Martinez has the markings for Tian Sha on her hand. She got to rub it off, that rubbing off the paint, baby, get it off me. I don't know what's going on. Frankly, I'm just confused. I'm like, why are they targeting sis? Like, what did she do? You don't help me understand. It's like Alexa Bliss targeting Nia Jackson, Shayna Baszler, and Reginald on Raw. Like, why is she going after them? I don't understand it. But I guess we'll get more of an explanation. But this was very much so what it needed to be in terms of the match. And afterwards, you got me. You're going to have to help me out. You're going to have to help me out. Next up, we had the $1 Million Face-Off. Cameron Grimes and the $1 Million Man going at it. And Cameron Grimes, he's just confused. He just wants to know, bro, why have you been doing all of this to me? I have done nothing to you. I even looked up to you. Like, I was trying to be like you, $1 Million Man. And Ted DiBiase is like, hey, bro, like, I see a lot of myself in you. That's why I had to do all these things. It's just tough love. I want to get to know you. I want to pass down my legacy to you. And this brings out LA Knight, who says, hey, I want that legacy as well. If you're looking at $1 million, if you're talking about $1 million, I am right here. I am LA Knight. This is what I do. And Cameron Grimes, he's not for that. You know, he said, me and $1 Million Man, we was having a conversation. So you got to leave the ring, my guy. And then that just didn't work out for him. He gets blocked up from behind by LA Knight and just left laying with the hanging DDT, and $1 Million Man laughs at him as he walks off, unfortunately, with LA Knight. But Cameron Grimes, he showed a little bit of fire. You know, it was kind of that baby face fire. I'm like, ooh, give me Cameron Grimes as a baby face, please. That'll literally make my day. It literally would. I would be so excited. But yeah, this is a very nice stuff. Hopefully we see Cameron Grimes and LA Knight just going at it in matches a bit further. Maybe for the $1 Million Championship that is rumored to be returning. Who knows? But Cameron Grimes as a babyface has just butterflies in my stomach. So yeah, I'm excited about this. This is very nice stuff. Very good things. We got a short match with Frankie Monet in her in-ring debut, her world premiere, going up against Cora Jade, and she destroyed this girl, you know, just straight up destroyed this girl. Ended her off with a glam slam as a big nod to Beth Phoenix on commentary. Kind of noticed it for the 1, 2, 3. She just celebrates afterwards, but dang, she looks like a freaking star. Like this is definitely, she seems like the biggest star in the division. She carries herself that way. I thought this was pretty much the role for Toni Storm when she got back in NXT, but they made her a whiny heel, so she don't really do that no more. But this is it. Like, this is what we needed. This is the type of dominant win that Frankie needed to kind of push that weight in NXT. So I'm looking forward to it. I was all in on this, definitely. Bronson Reed, the new North American champion, had a nice babyface promo just talking about taking 14 years to get here and to hold these titles and persevering and never give up. It was very simple in what we've heard before, but it's the thick boy, so I'm going to allow it. That's my guy. I need a Bronson Reed shirt on tap with the championship. But we see Santos Escobar and the rest of Legado come out the trailer, and he just talks about just his legacy and everything that he wants. He kind of describes North America as being part of Mexico. Like, Mexico was in that joint. And so he feels like the North American Championship should belong to him. They go to attack. They're 3-on-1 against the boy. And we hear MSK's music, and they come down and they defend the thick boy against everything that's going on. Give double super kicks to send Legado packing. They just stand tall. This was very lovely stuff. A nice little introduction for Bronson Reed as the North American champion. It sets up his first challenger in Santos Escobar, who I love, is out of the cruiserweight scene now. Keep him away from there. He's bigger. Legado is bigger than that, and I'm hoping that they just they flourish from here. I love it. I love this. Yeah, everything about this was very good, definitely. That's going to be it from me. Awesome news, awesome NXT show to kind of cap off this Tuesday night. If you like what we do, like, share, subscribe, tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell your granddaddy if he likes the graps and the wrestling. You already know what it is. You're going to catch us throughout the week with new and more videos, but that is going to be it from me. I'm out. Peace. Love yourself. Love each other. Do everything that you got to do to make this world a better place. Please. Please. I'll catch y'all around.